Welcome to 10 at 10. My name is Michael Ramage. I'm the director of the Cyber Education Research Center here at Murray State University, and welcome back to 10 at 10. 10 at 10 is brought to you through a partnership between Murray State University, Grow West, the Technology Council of West Kentucky, KY Innovation, and local partners, Sprocket Innovation in Paducah and the Kentucky Innovation Station in Madisonville. All right, welcome back to episode 231. We started a few weeks ago looking at some AI tips. And we took a couple of different approaches, and I want to finish with one last view. We started off by looking at what are some of the security things that we needed to do. Actually, I got that backwards. We started off by talking about some of the basic user things that we should do. Then we looked at a little bit of the security things that we should do. And then finally, I want to look at some of the ways that the bad guys are using it so that maybe we can be on the lookout. And it should just reinforce the things that we've been talking about already. All right, so let's just dig into it. First thing I want to talk about, first of all, I have to talk about how awesome the Murray State baseball team is. I will admit that I have not followed them very closely over the years, but I'm really excited that they're going to Omaha to the College World Series. It has been exciting. It's awesome for the university. And I want to use that as an example. The other part I want to talk about is social engineering. AI really helps with social engineering. It helps from a couple of different ways. First of all, I'm going to show these two ads. One's a real, one was a Facebook ad. Here's the catch. They're both fake. They're both scams. So this was one of our players, I can't tell you his name, that had that shirt on. That on the front of his shirt, it said Jesus won, which is, as a Christian, I think that's really cool. I don't know what was on the back, but I'm fairly certain it wasn't this. But for those people that are so inclined, that's going to help them to want to click on it. If you go to that company, it's the Baseball Fan Love, I think is what it says. They have no followers. They have no fans. They have no likes. It's totally fake. Here's another one. Omaha. Now, Murray State came out with shirts that take Omaha and replace it with our logo. Not this one. Not this one. Murray State University Racers Big Fan is what it's called. That's not what they came out with. The point of this is there is so much excitement and enthusiasm going on campus, around the community, frankly, across the state and to some degree even the nation regarding what Murray State has been able to pull off in baseball over the last little bit, that the bad guys are exploiting that. They know we want shirts. They know people are wanting to buy shirts. Matter of fact, our bookstore came out with some online opportunities, and I'm going to buy some shirts. But we've got to be careful. Bad guys know how to use that excitement. Actually, let me go to the next slide. This is the second one. You can see they have no ratings, no reviews, no likes, no followers. But, let's go ahead and buy this. Matter of fact, if I scroll down, and this is a screenshot, if I scroll down, you'll see that the Murray State baseball logo, which is their profile picture, was created this week. This just sprung up to take advantage of people excited about racers going to the College World Series. We've got to be careful about that. What the other part that this says, and I'm going to go back and show this, is that Gen AI has contributed to 140% increase in browser-based phishing attacks. This is Facebook. This is, I think one's Facebook, one's Instagram, but these are social media posts specifically relating to this. There's also social media posts relating to a lot of different things. Your favorite basketball player may have been arrested and there's a mugshot. Well, it may be fake as well. But the bad guys are able to manipulate us based on what we're interested in looking online. So phishing and vishing, we just have to be very, very careful about. Whether it's phone calls, it's text messages, it's social media, we are able to create things fake online so quick that it just makes us really want to click it and give them our credit card information. And even though these shirts, this sweatshirt may be a lot cheaper than what our bookstore selling something similar for, the bookstore can be trusted with our credit card number. This scammer cannot. Matter of fact, that's their goal. A lot of times their goal is to get your credit card number so that they then can use that in other things. All right, another one, misinformation. You know what's better than the political fighting? Actually, that is what's better for other nations. Other nations being at peace with us is not enough sometimes. They want to see us infighting. And right now there's a lot of unrest, obviously, in Los Angeles. And I have seen pictures and I have seen videos and I've seen things come out. This was a video. I took a screenshot of it, of a supposedly a National Guard soldier talking about how bad the situation is. It's fake. It's AI. The soldier is AI. It's entirely fake video. This picture was posted by someone. I don't remember who. Now, I don't know, honestly, how much of it's fake, how much of it's real, but I'm just what some reputable news sources are saying. This was supposedly, the president deployed all these National Guard troops and they're just laying around doing nothing. And that's what this is supposed to show. Well, supposedly this is not even in Los Angeles. This is a picture from Afghanistan. But we're saying that it's from LA, and it's causing people to get mad at each other. The last one is this picture. Now, that it is a real picture, as I understand, but this real picture is not from this month or this week or this year. It was from riots. What was the gentleman's name? George Floyd riots, supposedly. So, we see information online. It's always been the case that misinformation is a really important tool of nation states, of our bad guys, of the bad guys fighting us. Because if we're fighting amongst ourselves, it's even better because we're not focusing on what other nations are doing. The more we're distracted as a country, the better off they are because we're not focusing on them. And there are intentional disinformation or misinformation campaigns that are happening all the time by other nations, and we have to be aware of that. It may feel real. It may feel, I have this belief, and I see something on Facebook that sounds like something I would believe, or that this person would post. So you share it, and you reshare it, and it gets reshared, and it gets reshared, and ultimately it just creates divisiveness, and it's not helpful for anybody. That's the reality of where we're at as a country, but you just have to be careful. You have to verify anything on social media, because a lot of those companies are reducing the amount of removing posts that they are because of misinformation. All right, and then the last thing I'll talk about is OpenAI GPT-4, which is a large language model for ChatGPT, can exploit 87% of one-day vulnerabilities. So what that means is that I don't have to know how to write code to exploit a vulnerability. If that vulnerability is out there and there's a CVE about it, 87% of those can be exploited by someone who doesn't know what they're doing. So you don't have to be super smart. You don't have to be the one that knows how all the answers. You just have to know how to ask AI to do it for you, or ChatGPT, or some sort of hacker AI equivalent, a generative AI tool to do it for you. So that number goes down to 7% when there's not a CVE. A CVE is a common vulnerabilities and exposures, which if there's a new exploit, CISA or some other organization will issue a notice, patch this. If that CVE comes out and you have not patched it, you're at risk. You have to patch. You have to patch. And what this is saying is that within a day, If you haven't patched, there's likely an exploit ready to attack you. You have to attack, or you have to exploit. I'm sorry, you have to patch to prevent the exploiting. A few other ways that they're using exploits, and I don't have time to get into these, is AI can help you bypass security checks like the bot checkers, malware and exploit development to bypass your intrusion detection prevention systems. And as I just talked about, you can criminalize the large language models. So ultimately, what do you do about all this? This is how we started the year, talking about the minimum security standards that we should take. This is how we start. We do the basic things. We have good cyber hygiene. Those basic things, that basic cyber hygiene is going to help us protect us, whether it's AI or other pieces. But we have to be alert. We have to be on guard. We always have to be looking, because the tools are not just helping us, they're helping the bad guys. All right, I went long, but as normal, there was a lot I wanted to get into this time. If you have questions on anything, please let me know. Thank you for joining in, and I'll see you next week back here on 10 at 10. Thank you. Bye.